from me, and ain't nobody gon' stop me. I was thrown in the furnace, I lived in the fire. I came out shining, I was destined for higher, higher. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Nista Squad. It's your girl Steph, aka Professor Nista, aka who? EclecticNista.
AKA Tay Tay. Yep. I'm gonna tell y'all what Tay would did. Tay gonna follow this story. Shh. Don't tell Steph. I'm gonna infiltrate.
I just want to welcome you all back to my channel, okay? And also just welcoming me back to the story time telling, okay? By popular demand, it has been requested that I share some of my retail chronicles with y'all. Y'all know I have worked retail over 20 plus years. Y'all, I have had some of the craziest shit happen to me working in retail. The story that I'm about to share with y'all, this really happened. This is no exaggerating, no elaborating, no stretching the truth. This is like something that really happened, and it really made me like scared for my life. And it just goes to show you that the moral of this story is people need to stay in their lanes, and people need to mind their own damn business. Period. Okay? They just need to. If something does not involve you, why include yourself? Is it just because you need something to do? You want to be a part of something? You need drama? Is it that? Because people get involved in things that they really should not get involved in. So before I get into this story, I'm just giving y'all a little bit of history. I am EclecticNista. I am a vlogger. Used to be a daily vlogger. Now I'm a weekly vlogger. And I do post content that is about fashion, style, being a woman, being a married woman, being a woman with kids, being a woman that's a half-empty nester, being a woman that I takes pride in myself, okay? I'm a woman that is over 40. I am 48, and I have 23 years of retail management experience. And some of the things that I have witnessed, I have been privy to, been a part of. Some of the shenanigans, I could have just dealt without them, however come. It didn't happen like that, okay? So, before I get started, I want to go ahead and say...
Now, I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna be 1,000. She better be glad she didn't know Tay back in the day, okay? Cause Tay, I know how Tay do, okay? What? I'm gonna let her tell the story. Let me let her get back to it.
If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, okay? Sharing is caring. Over here on Thursday nights, I do live sales. I literally allow my Nista squad to shop my closet. So, honey, you can be fashionable and fly as well, honey, on a budget. We do have open enrollment right now. So, if you want to be a Nista squad member, honey, tune in and get with the program, okay? This is something you want to get involved in, okay? So y'all be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, because it don't cost nothing. It's free. It won't bite you. It won't do nothing. It's just letting the people know EclecticNista is here, honey, and she is back, honey. And y'all be sure to hit that like button. Y'all be sure to subscribe, and y'all be sure to share. All right, because you never know, somebody might be experiencing something like this right now, and this may be your form of helping them. So let's get started. So y'all, this happened back in 2010 2011, I want to say. This is when I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was working at a place that is very familiar to people, especially in the South, because they don't have a whole lot of these restaurants up here in the North just due to real estate. Okay, it costs too damn much. All right. However, this is, if you've read the title, Cracker Barrel Brawl. Okay, and y'all, at the Cracker Barrel that I worked at, it wasn't the most, it wasn't your cliche Cracker Barrel. You know, a lot of people, when they think of Cracker Barrel, they think of, you know,
They think biscuits, mama's pancakes, gravy.
discrimination. No lies, because in the South it has happened. However, at the store that I worked at, I didn't experience it because there was just so many nationalities, ethnic groups, different races, different everything, child, economic groups, everything was just different at this Cracker Barrel, unlike the ones I worked in before. However, I gotta set the tone for y'all. This is in Georgia at a Cracker Barrel. I'm not gonna tell you which one. I had an employee, and we're gonna call her V. She was a cashier. She I always made it my business to know my team, know them, as in, you know, get to know them. When you work with people and you spend half your day with people at work, it's good to know people, okay? So talking with V, you know, we used to be having some issues when it came to, you know, young mother, you know, she trying to make ends meet. She got a baby daddy, you know, she trying to do the best that she can do for her family with assisting her man and helping take care of her and her child, okay? So I used to give V hours, okay? Hours. And she was a great employee. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little twisted at. She was a great employee. I want y'all to remember I did say that, okay? And V just made a mistake one day. She made the wrong mistake. And this is where I think, you know, that saying goes, do the right thing even when nobody else is looking, because somebody is watching you. If ain't nobody, it's God or child. Y'all know it's that the eagle eye, okay? Y'all watch Handmaid's Tale, y'all know what I'm talking about with the eagle eye. Anywho, she made a mistake and she did the wrong damn thing. So this is around the time when iPhones was like really like just like coming out, popping, like I said, 2010, 2011-ish time, that time frame, okay? And that's the age of the smartphones coming out. So somebody had left a phone, a customer, a patron, okay, had, let me use the right terminology, we called them our guest, okay? A guest had left an iPhone, new iPhone, might I add, okay? Had left an iPhone on the dining room table, and therefore when the busboy and the waiter, they cleared the table, they brought it up to the front, therefore the phone can be given to a manager in case the guest calls back and say they lost their phone. You know, they describe it, they tell us what it looked like, what kind of case it is and all that stuff, and boom, you can come back and get your phone. Okay, so in this situation, the busboy, the waiter, they did the right thing. They brought it up to the cash wrap, you know, where you go check out at. They gave it to a cashier. The cashier then is supposed to forward that information, that product, that item over to a manager. Because I was the retail manager at this location, normally lost and found stuff came to me, and I would be the one to go make sure it get locked up in the manager's office in the safe. Therefore, when the guests called back, they would be able to easily locate the item, you know, get all that information that we need to return the item back to its rightful owner. The guest had called and she had inquired about, she had left the phone on the dining room table and did we find it? The answer was yes. The guest said that she was going to be returning within the same day, that same afternoon. She was going to be returning. She was coming to get her phone. Okay, bet. We left the phone up at the register. So when the guest came, the cashier knew to call the manager. Therefore, we would pull it out of the locked till, and therefore it would be given back to its rightful owner. All right, child, it ain't happen like that. So the guest gets up there, y'all. 2-3 hours later, phone can't be found. Phone is MIA. Phone got up, grew some feet, walked away. Okay, so I'm like looking like boo boo the fool, because now we don't have this phone that we already done told its guest that we do have it and it was in our possession, and now it's not. So we told her to let us do some investigating, and we would get back to her, leave her phone number with her name, and we would get back to her when we retrieve her phone. She was like, okay. She wasn't tripping because she was just happy that somebody had turned the phone in, reported it, yada, yada, yada. So V had got off work that day, y'all, and V took the phone. Did y'all hear me? V took the phone. I had already got off work. So the next day when I come to work, of course, y'all know I got all this information now on a cashier that works for me, and I'm doing her schedule and all of this, and they are running down the shenanigans that happened the day before. So they was like, Steph, the phone was not here when the guest arrived, you know, to pick up her possessions. She said, and you know, how does that make us look as a management team that it was here and now it's gone? So yeah, we having disappearing acts in our store. So y'all, long story short, because I got to get to y'all with Brawl came in, but I got to get y'all the backstory of how this was about V, but it turned into being about somebody else. Okay, so V was off. We called her. We asked her could she come in. We needed to talk to her about an incident that happened the day before. She gladly came in. She I'm trying to make sure I'm telling the story. She came in. We had her in the manager's office, door closed, and we was asking her questions. She was getting ready to count in for a shift. Oh, no. She was coming in for a shift because she was counting in. And we asked her what happened to the phone that was up at the tills. She said she didn't know. She had left it in the location where we had told her to leave it for the guest. Yeah, therefore she don't know what happened to it afterwards. Now, this is the dumb part. Most retailers have security cameras, okay? In some stores, some security cameras may not work and they just serve as a deterrent. However, at the Barrel, they all worked, particularly up at the cash register. They all worked, okay? And they all was on. And yes, the Eagle was watching you, okay? So we played back the tape. Come to our findings. V took the phone. When V left that day, V slid the phone in her apron. She went and, you know, clocked out. She left, carried on about her day, and kept it moving. So because we had the actual proof that V took the phone, she took it. She didn't give it to the guest. She took it. She stole it, okay? We call her in. She's in the office. She counting in, and we talked to her about this because, you know, you don't want to give off suspicion that you know, because you really want the employee to be honest and tell you what the hell happened, all right? Even though we know what we know, it's still nice to hear, because now your integrity is already being questioned because we literally saw that you took it. When we asked you about it before you came in for your shift that day, you said you had no recollection of where the doggone phone was or what happened to it. However, we saw on camera that your ass is the one that took it. Okay. So I'm sitting there, and y'all, I've learned the hard way. Sometimes it is very hard not to manage this way. And it's like once you get to know people and you know a little bit about their background, their personal life and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to not manage with your heart. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all this is during the holiday season. I want to say right around the beginning of December. And, you know, the barrel is full with Christmas trees. You are feeling the Christmas spirit, the whole shebang, okay? We are busy during the holidays because people are in there doing their Christmas shopping. People are putting nostalgic bags and baskets together for their loved ones. Whole bunch of shit is going on in the barrel during the holiday times, okay? So, for her to think that this could get missed was a poor decision on her side, okay? However, good employee, showed up to work on time. When she was at work, she was 100% in. She always gave her all. And she is somebody who I would say she was one of my go-getters, okay? And to this day. Y'all, when you already know what needs to happen and what's going to happen, it puts you in a place. Puts you in a space that, you know, she's a single mom, she got a boyfriend, she got a baby daddy, but ultimately she's a single mom, and you don't want to let people go. You don't want to fire people during holiday season. However, I'm a firm believer in that people do not get fired. People fire themselves. Your actions, the way you move, how you move, it's all on you. So I'm not firing you. I am just doing my job and my duty, my due diligence, is that I'm calling out what I see, and you got to go. So it hurt me, the fact that I was going to have to let her go. And like I said, this is a good example of managing with your heart, yet you already know what you got to do. All right, we ask her questions, she denies everything, and then we play the tape. You play the tape, you see crying, you see shock, you see disappointment, you see that she feels bad because she just lied to me in front of another manager that she didn't take this phone, when clear as day we saw that she did. So she's like, can I bring the phone back? And we were like, well, where is the phone now? Because now she's admitting it, because she done seen with her own 2 eyes too. So she's like, can she bring the phone back and we can still return it to the customer? Yet, you know, can she save her job by doing this? If y'all already know, y'all already know. The answer is no. Because if you will steal and if you will lie in somebody's face and it's on film, what would you do when you may think nobody's watching, when you already know somebody was watching? Okay? If you was a cashier, you was in the manager's office, the cash office, you always knew. You saw them cameras too. So how you forget, I don't know. Okay? However come, she admits it. She says she's going to go home and she's going to bring the phone back. Okay. She goes home. She comes back. I'm in my office on the other side of the building. Okay? She comes back. She brings me the phone. I then call the guest. I let the guest know that they can pick their phone up, that I will be here until 8 p.m. and that they can ask for me to get their phone back. In the meantime, I'm talking to her. Tell her I appreciate her bringing the phone back in. However, unfortunately, I'm going to have to let you go. She cried. She was upset, disappointed in herself, disappointed in being a disappointment to me. She asked me if there was anything that she could do to hold her job, because she had just moved and she had just got a new place and all of this. And I'm just like, I'm explaining to her. And this is one thing, when I took a genuine interest in someone that I worked with, it just was in me. I would become Auntie or Mama Steph. And it wasn't like I was trying to do that, but I always wanted them to understand, like, you did this. Nobody else did this to you. You did this. And now you have to face the consequences. The consequences, however, are that you have to be terminated. There's no ifs, ands, buts around this, okay? You took something that did not belong to you, and your integrity was questioned. You lied, and you removed something from the store that did not belong to you. So I'm talking to her, I'm telling her what happened, and loss prevention just happened to be in the neighborhood that day, okay? And the loss prevention guy that we had, he was a black man. He was fair. When I tell y'all, it was so many things that went on in this particular location, it ain't even funny, okay? Yet he always supported me and he had my back, because when I came onto this store, this was a troublesome ass store, and like I was put there to help clean it up, all right? And that I did. I'm gonna do my job, okay? However, he happened to be there that day, and so when she came back to talk to me, then she had to go back over to the other side, and she wanted to talk to the general manager, and loss prevention pulled her in as well again. So in the meantime, while this is all happening, y'all, okay, I'm minding my own business, tending to do me, okay? 'Tis the season to be jolly. Here come another employee that this has nothing to do with her. Nothing. We're gonna call her Katie, okay? Y'all, Katie comes to my office, and Katie said, "What happened with V?" I said, "That has nothing to do with you." She said, "It does, because she said that girl just told me that y'all fired her." Yes, we did. And if that's what she told you, then that's what happened, okay? I said, but the details behind why, that's none of your business. So Katie thought she was gonna like get belted with me, okay? And she was like, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. She was like, you know, you would act like this is your shit, that you would act like this is your store, and like it's hurting you that if somebody took something or stole something, like it's hurting you. Okay. So y'all, I was like, I'm in my office by myself. Cameras are in my office as well, so you see all of this, okay? And I no longer could sit. I had to stand, okay? I stand up because I really feel like people who stand up and they think like they standing over you feel like they have some type of authority over you. So I stood up. I was like, look, Katie, this don't have nothing to do with you. I'm not going to continue to talk to you about this because it doesn't even involve you. You didn't do nothing. Why do you care? Katie was concerned that YV was getting fired. She was like, you know that girl need her job and all of this. So, time out. This is when the moral of conduct comes into place, okay? Grown people who take their ass to a job and they apply, you write your name down. It says, you know, it's that little disclaimer that you gotta hit, that you believe everything that you say on your application is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge. You've never committed any crimes, felonies, and nothing like that, right? You come in, you get a job, you interview, you are told what is the expectation of the job. You know, if you are dealing with money, it's a no-brainer, okay? You are here to make sure that you keep the integrity of cash flow, transactions. Everything needs to be boom, bada, bang, okay? Child, when you sign up, you know right from wrong. You know when you're doing something wrong. And that is the number one thing that, like I said, people don't get fired. People fire themselves. Because if you keep doing shit and you keep fucking up, or you do something that is a direct violation that requires you to be terminated on the spot, you have to accept that because you're the one that made that decision, not me. Time back in. So I stands up, y'all. Katie was getting irate. It's time for me to walk back to the other side of the building. I said, if you have questions and you want to get into details about anything, you need to go talk to loss prevention, and loss prevention will tell you what's going on. So y'all, I walk her back over there because she's so involved and so concerned about what's going on with V, and V has been termed and she think that's effed up and all of this stuff. Yet at the same time, Katie go over there. Katie gets in front of the GM and loss prevention as well, and myself. We all in the office, okay, talking, and she's just, you know, expressing her thoughts. And this is when I say people need to mind their own business and you need to stay in your own lane, okay? She done put herself in somebody else's business, which now has caused her to be suspended because she has this horrible attitude, this horrible demeanor, and like, you know, like she finna tell us how this shit is supposed to go down. She finna try to manage us, okay? Well, I walked out. I walked out because I was just like, okay, this is getting to be too much. And so they had her in the office, had her writing statements and all of this stuff. And then like, apparently she was making threats, okay? So she comes out. I'm in my office again, okay? I'm on the phone with a guest looking for this beautiful black angel tree topper, all right? I go back out to the front to go take it to the cash stand, y'all, all right? So I'm walking through the retail area of the store, okay? As I am approaching the cash stand, y'all, here come Katie. Out of nowhere. Katie came out of nowhere. Katie ran up on me, y'all. And when I say ran up on me, if I had to give y'all a description of Katie, she was about 5'6".
Oh, it seemed like Katie was about that smoke, okay? Katie, let me see, y'all, Steph would be glad she know me back in the day. She would be glad. Hold on, let's take it, huh? Where my Vaseline? Where is my motherfucking Vaseline, okay? Because ain't nobody gonna be running up on my girl. Sure ain't. I'll let her continue.
She was, I would say, probably about 200 pounds. Nice lady, however, just was a messy lady, okay? Messy. She liked to just create drama and mess, okay? So, Katie, she sees me in my path and she stops me. And V is crying to me, and she's just like, you know, she's apologizing for, you know, disappointing me, letting me down and stuff like this. And if it was anything that we could do in order for her to keep her job, you know, she really would do whatever. She's talking to me now on the sales floor, and I'm walking through, angel in my hand and all, okay? Here come Katie, y'all. She came from the back like a bat out of hell. Katie came running, and as I'm proceeding to walk past V to walk to the tills to take this tree topper up there for somebody that's coming to pick it up, y'all, Katie lunged at me.
She lunged at you?
Katie lunged at me It took not one, not
Wait a
two,
damn minute.
3 men
She
to hold
lunged
Katie
at you.
back. One grabbed because they saw that she was coming, and she was coming, and she was charging for me. And y'all, I proceeded to keep on walking. Kept on walking. Went over there, picked up the phone. Okay, told the guests that this item will be waiting up here for them when they get back. Katie is over here screaming, calling me bitches, calling me all kinds of names, child, except the child of God. Okay, calling me names and all of this. Therefore, if you have ever ate at the Barrel, y'all know line can be backed up into the dining room. We had this long ass line. Here it is. I'm up front at the tills, and I am explaining and I'm expressing to the guests apologies for what they are witnessing. You know, shit just happens, okay? However, I'm apologizing for her behavior, okay? So I walked back from behind the counter, the register, and they're holding her, and they done called Gwinnett County's finest, okay? They done called them. And the police are here now, and it's like a big scene, y'all. A huge scene. So as I'm walking back out from behind the register, they have her in the vestibule, and they trying to control her, contain her, and they telling her she gonna have to leave the building, and that she actually is being banned from here. So now she was gonna get suspended. Now because you done charged and you had an attempt to assault one of the management members, which was me, they fired her ass on the spot, okay? On the spot. So loss prevention, 2 restaurant managers grab her. They got her in the vestibule. I'm, walking by, and so one of the cops asked me what happened, and I explained to him what I explained to y'all. You're in somebody's business that you ain't supposed to be in, okay? Keep in mind now, we got the police on site as well, all right? So now it's like, it's been turned into something bigger than what it even had to be. Y'all, all I'm gonna tell y'all is, I was talking to the police officer on the retail floor, and when I tell y'all, I was furious. I was furious, okay? Because I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what just happened? I got bitches charging at me like bulls, okay? Like, a bull see red, they run towards the red cape. I got people running towards me like they want to fuck me up on the spot. Why? Why? For doing my job? For managing? For being a leader, okay? Child. After talking to the police, y'all, I walked to my office. When I tell y'all, I freaking screamed when I got back there. I had to let it out, because y'all, tell you, if you've been in that restaurant during the holidays, there's a lot of stuff you can get to and pick up and stuff. And I'm sorry, but I am from old school that, if you think you're gonna try to run up on me and sneak up on me, I'm from a school called I pick up something and bust a motherfucker upside their head, okay? And I wish a nigga would type school, okay? Y'all, it was so ugly. I had to call my district manager. I had to tell her what happened. I called her directly straight through on her cell phone, and I told her I had to leave this building because I am about to go. It's about to go down up in here. And so she was like, the loss prevention guy had called her. He told her what was going on. She was like, Stephanie, you did nothing wrong. You was doing what you were supposed to do. And I'm like, why? Ever since I got to this store now, I feel like it was a setup, okay? Like I said, totally different Cracker Barrel than I've ever worked at, okay? Because we had all nationalities, races, demographics. We had it all in this one location, okay? Yet, at the same time, I felt like, why I always got to be playing the cleanup fucking lady, okay? Somebody else that had managed this store did a horrible job. Horrible. So here it is. I'm here cleaning it up. It took me 4 whole years, y'all, to clean that damn store up. Let me just keep in mind with that now. This was year This was my 3rd year at that time working at that location. And I'm gonna just tell y'all, it almost was my last day of work, okay? It almost was. I was furious. She told me to please go home. She was like, relax. I'm telling James what happened. I'm like pissed. My husband wanted me to quit because he was like, Steph, he was like, I ain't gonna hit no woman. He was like, but I'm not gonna let somebody think that they just gonna jump you and, you know, and get the best of you. No, I feel like I can handle my own. Trust and believe that. I can handle my own. Okay? Anywho, I left, went home that night. The DM called me, loss prevention called me, and they told me that they think it was best that I go down to the courthouse and I needed to file a restraining order because they did ban her from coming into the location. However, they could not ban her from keeping her distance from me. So y'all, I had to go down to the damn Gwinnett courthouse, y'all, to fill out a restraining order, put it a complaint in place. They already had a police report from the day before, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, when I got in front of the judge to grant the restraining order, he told me that there was no guarantee that they could keep this woman away from me. There was no guarantee that they could say that she wasn't going to be out to pursue bodily harm to me, and that they didn't have enough information on file to arrest or to file this restraining order at that time. I'm like, okay, so first time this situation ever happened, and here we trying to be proactive in the situation, but you're telling me nothing can happen if she runs up on me and she decides to injure or hurt me in some kind of way to where, you know, it can turn into death or something, right? And pretty much that is what they said in a nutshell. So my thing is, you want me to come back and work here? You want me to put myself in unsafe conditions for some cornbread and some biscuits and some pancake mix and some shit like that? I stayed away for 2 days. 2 days. And the only reason why I returned, y'all, is because they had to hire a armed, licensed security guard to work the days that I worked, during the shifts that I worked. That is what the company did for me, okay? During the holiday season, y'all, you just never know how people are these days. People can be crazy. People can say they're gonna do something and don't do it, but people can say they're gonna do something and do it, okay? And I just wasn't taking any chances. Yet at the same time, I just didn't feel like I had to run from the situation either. Now, as long as I was in the building, he walked me to my car, I left, I had all types of situational awareness, okay? There were no problems, thank God. But the simple fact that Katie got involved in something that didn't have shit to do with Katie. So when people be telling y'all to stay in your own lane and mind your own damn business, you needs to do just that, because Katie could have still had a job. Katie still could have been working. Katie could have still been good, okay? However, Katie dipped her nose into something that wasn't her business. And look what happened. V lost her job and Katie lost her job. And then Katie had a restraining order on her. Because you know what, y'all? She did come back in. It was like maybe 2 weeks later, she did come back in thinking, she knows an armed security guard there. But when they identified who she was, because one of the staff members saw her come in, she said she was coming to get her check. We had direct deposit, okay? They escorted her out again, and therefore I was able to get a restraining order because she violated the ban that they had on her with trespassing on that property. So I was able to eventually get a restraining order on her. However, Y'all are some scary shit. Scary shit. Now, I'm gonna be the first to say I'm not somebody that think I could beat everybody's ass. I don't. Like I said, I am from a place in the hood called I Wish a Nigga Would. You gonna run up on me, you don't think I'm not gonna pick up something to defend or protect myself. However, when you are in management, you just never know who can be working for you. People send their representatives to interviews. People can only stay within that representative mode for 30 days. After 30 days, people will truly show you who they are. And y'all, it just became a situation where it was just a dislike for me. But because she was friends with V, that just made it personal for her that she's gonna come and try to attack me. Child, y'all. That's why it's called the Cracker Barrel Brawl. Because that girl really wanted to brawl with me. She really wanted to fight up in Cracker Barrel. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this part. Once I left that company, I was there until 2012. I was there for 7 years. Once I left that company, I honestly can say I did not look back. Because as a company, they really did have like some issues when it came to race, when it came to discrimination. There were, and it wasn't just racial discrimination. It also was gender as well, because for some reason people don't like working for women. I don't understand why, but the shit be happening, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed the story time, but this was a brawl. And I would just say it's hard for me as a manager to not invest in the people that I work for and the people who work for me. It's hard. It's a hard thing not to do just when you work with people every day. It's just that sometimes you have to learn there has to be a cutoff point. And I wasn't a vlogger or anything like this back in the day when all of this had happened. However, since I have become a vlogger and an influencer on, social media platforms and stuff, now that I don't work in public capacity where people have access to me, if I was to work like that again, I don't think I would ever want people to know where I work, because you just never know who got it in for you or who want to come for you, okay? So I think me leaving Primark when I did was at a good time, because I always used to have people just walking up to me, "Hey, Mama Steph. Hey, how you doing?" And you just never know who means to do you harm. So there's a message behind this. First of all, stay in your lane and mind your own business. Stay out of other people's business. And second, you can't trust that everybody is good. The same way you believe in good, trust that there's evil out there too. And people don't care. People will hurt people for nothing. And it could just be something that you said, something they didn't like, and next thing you know what? They coming for you. Why? So I hope y'all got something from this story time. I really do. It's just, I have just been in some situations, and I have been put in some situations in a leadership role to where if I didn't have to go through it, I am definitely here to teach and educate people on how to stay out of situations like that, because I didn't have some shit happen. So if y'all like another Retail Chronicles story time, y'all let me know. And the next one probably be from the same damn place, the barrel, where the barrel turns, just like the world turns, okay? Soapbox in retail, okay? I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I look forward to sharing the next one with y'all.